Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Brews Day. Today, we're looking at a Cry of Contrition brew that is based mostly around a zombies package. Cry of Contrition, for those of you who don't know, 1 mana for a sorcery, target player discards a card, Haunt. Haunt is one of those really weird mechanics where they did it once and it was confusing and kind of hard to grok, and they never went back to it. Basically, what you do is you exile the Haunt card underneath of a creature you control, and then when that creature dies, you get the Haunt effect, the Haunted cards effect again. There are some creatures that have Haunt, so I can't just say you get to cast a spell because you don't actually get the creature in that case. Really weird, confusing mechanic. But Cry of Contrition, pretty straightforward. 1 mana for discard a card. When the creature dies, they discard a card again. So 1 mana, make them discard 2 cards. Pretty good. How are we enabling this? The main way that we have to enable this is Liliana's Steward. 1 mana for a 1/2, sacrifice it, target player discards card, activate only as a sorcery. So if you have Liliana's Steward along with a Cry of Contrition, that is 2 mana to make your opponent discard 3 cards. Solid. We're up on resources, we're up on material. The rest of the cards that we have kind of going along with all of this is additional zombies in the case of Shambling Gas, a Cursed Marauder, and Refurbished Familiar. And all of this is kind of trying to enable Gem Palm Polluter. Very powerful card as far as win conditions go. If you can get a board full of zombies, this is an uncounterable way to drain your opponent out while also maintaining card parity. And there are ways to rebuy it. Ghoul Caller's Chant is the biggest one, and the main incentive we have to have this kind of zombies theme. This rebuys Accursed Marauders, it rebuys Refurbished Familiars, and Gem Palm Polluters. It's very good, it's very strong. Earlier iterations of this deck did not have Refurbished Familiar. I don't love including Refurbished Familiar in every black deck I ever brew, but it's just one of the best cards in the format. It's really hard to not include, and also it's a zombie, and it's goes along with the discard package. And another iteration of this brew, or a previous iteration of this brew, the discard outlets or the discard enablers, when your opponent was hellbent, they didn't do anything. But when Furby hits the battlefield, if they're hellbent, you draw a card, so it does do something. So we kind of just maximize the number of good cards that we're playing in the deck. But as you can see, we don't have a ton of artifacts. I'm trying to see what the bare minimum number of artifacts is to play Furby. We have 3 Vault of Whispers, we have 4 Blood Fountains, and 2 Nile Spell Bombs, and that's it. That's all we've got. My kind of thinking is I would be okay with casting Refurbished Familiar for 2 mana, so let's just max out on Blood Fountains in order to do that. Blood Fountain also kind of acts as a backup Ghoul Caller's Chant, so there's a lot of being able to reuse our effects that we have in this deck. Defile, I think, is a good reason to be in mono black. We have a couple of cast downs just because Vault of Whispers doesn't contribute to that swamp count, but Troll of Khazad-dûm makes sure that we find our swamps and our witches' cottages, yet another way to rebuy Gem Palm Polluters or for Refurbished Familiars or just any other graveyard synergies that we have. Yeah, that's basically the deck. Sideboard, I have no idea what I'm doing with the sideboard. I've just thrown some cards in here. Potentials of Corruption seems like cool life gain, some board wipes, and Rotten Reunion, I think, is a pretty cool card. This is a way to make 2 zombie tokens for 3 mana. I think in matchups like Turbo Fog, this is very good because it just increases your zombie count for your Gem Palm Polluter without having to play bad zombies, I guess. Also acts as graveyard hate for us. Yeah, Nice Whisper for grindy matchups, I guess. We'll see. We'll see if we actually run this through a league, what we end up wanting in the sideboard here. It's just kind of a mishmash of black cards that I think might be good. Yeah. On paper, I think this deck is going to be very good against Mono Blue Terror. I think Accursed Marauder is just one of the best cards against that deck, and we can just keep casting the same Accursed Marauder over and over and over again. We also just have Cast Down and Defile as just efficient removal that once we get to that phase of the game, we can basically just answer all of their threats, make them discard their hands with our Cry of Contritions and such, and yeah, grind them to dust. And I like being favored in that matchup. I also think that Mono Red Madness might be good. We don't have a lot of life gain, but because we attack their hand and because we're able to answer their Gutter Snipes and such, I think that we might have a good matchup there as well. And I like being well positioned against the 2 best decks in the meta, especially when we are not a red or blue deck. Like, we are a black deck. They're Blue Blast, they're Red Blast, they can't affect us. So I think this could be very strong. against top meta decks. I think where we're going to struggle is probably against Affinity or Wildfires, the decks that have the 2 mana draw twos and like Ichor Wellspring decks. We can get them all the way down to 1 card in hand, but then if they sack a Wellspring and draw 3 cards, it kind of undoes all of our work. But yeah, we'll see. Really excited to play this. And yeah, let's just jump into the gameplay and I'll see you in the matches. We are on the play in match number 1. Hum, 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 hum. I mean, we've got removal and we've got Gem Palm. I don't love that we're kind of doing nothing, but we're not going to die anytime soon, and we can dig for action. Opponent is on a mulligan to 6. We'll just play a basic swamp and pass the turn. Forest Finhorn Elves. I would assume that this is a good matchup for our mono removal deck. Steward is nice. I think I'm just going to play that out. I can cast down next turn. Don't have to do everything on curve. And then if we draw the Cry of Contrition, we get to cast down whatever they play here, plus make them discard 3 cards. Winding Way is the best thing that they could have done here, yeah. Looters. I'm just going to lead on that, I think. Deal you 1 damage. And a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay. We'll get in for 1 here. Saga Wildling from the opponent, finding a forest. And playing said forest. There's Kyrian Ranger. That's probably the thing I'm going to try and kill. Combat. Put you down to 17. I think I am just going to cycle Gem Palm Polluter here. I want to see what I'm drawing and have more information. Blue Collar's Chant is solid. I just rebuys both polluters. Yeah. Well, I can do that next turn as well. Let's just use the cast down, I think. Cycling Ent, okay. For Gingerbread Cabin. It's fun. They're going to combat. Do I care about a single damage? Not really. Make a food token. And a Timberwatch Elf. Yeah, that is something I care more about killing. Take out you. Go to my turn. Furby's nice. You cost 3? I think I'm okay with that. Another option I have here, especially with the way that I'm currently tapped, is I could sack Liliana's Steward to make them discard a card, and then get it back with Ghoul Caller's Chant, and put it in play, so that it's not summoning sick again next turn. I could do it all over again. They discarded the Nyxborn Hydra that we probably knew about. I actually do think I'm going to go for that line that I just described. It just makes a lot of sense to me here. Efficiently uses all of my mana. Lets me hold on to this Troll of Khazad-dûm, which I'm still not sure if I want to use yet. Discarded an Ent. Get back y'all. And replay the Steward and say go. Troll could also cycle to find, which is Cabin Cottage. It's one of the two. Back up Nyxborn Hydra, sure. It's only a 4/4. Troll answers that. Yeah, sure. The file is nice. Good God. Mm-hmm. Start with the cycle. Deal you 2 damage. These foods are kind of neutralizing the damage that our gem palms are dealing, but yeah, it doesn't matter too much. That's kind of nice. Okay, make you discard again. There goes an Avenging Hunter. Now we can swamp cycle here. Go find a cottage. And is there an argument to actually getting back Troll here? Because I do think I'm going to Defile post-combat here, so that they no longer have Kyrian Ranger. I could make them discard down to 1 card in hand. That's a thing I could do. I kind of think Troll is going to be the best thing. That's an interesting interaction of being able to Witchage. It is Cottage, to Witch's Cottage for Troll right after I got Troll. Hit combat. Attack. Are doing it. Yeah, that's fine, ain't it? Yeah, now I'm gonna make him discard forest. Yeah, this is a dumb thing that I missed on. Uh, I was gonna do this either way. Whatever, it's fine. The Nyxborn Hydra still eats the Furby, but whatever. Do I make them discard their land at this point? Probably. I think I committed to this line. I need to see it through. Discard another Avenging Hunter. So we know about the land that makes a food token. Winding Way was the last thing they had. Yeah, that would have been nice. Ooh, but it was a pure whiff. All they hit was Llanowar Elves. Heck yeah. And they're out. Nice. I don't think attacking is good there. That just lets me get him with Furby. Yeah, I'm just casting this. Now I have the biggest creature. Top deck war. They have 9 life to play with. And they top deck lead the Stampede, of course. Of course they did. Not great hits, though. Priest into Llanowar Elf. And they'll probably cast the Sagu next turn, I'd assume. Rotten Reunion. Cute. Not really doing much for me in this matchup, though. I can attack here, right? Put you to 6, say go. Opponent moving to combat here. Just swinging for 3, that's fine. They play Sagu, go to 9. They still have food tokens that puts them all the way up to like 18. Carrion Ranger's annoying. That's a good one. And then keep bouncing the gingerbread cabin, keep making food tokens here. It's hard to race. I see my kill spells, dog. I'm just gonna start cracking some foods. Use their mana. Makes sense. I suppose I'll get rid of. I don't actually think it matters. I don't think they have any ways of getting back any other creatures, but I just want to add to my board here in the event that I draw more Gem Palm Polluters. Look at that, I drew a Gem Palm Polluter. The best thing to get back is probably just Gem Palm, right? Kirby also draws a card for 2 mana and adds to the board. Is that better? I think that's slightly better. They could deny me a card draw by picking up a land here with Kyrian Ranger, but I am fine if they do that. They are doing that. I'll take it. Because this actually turns off their gingerbread cabin loop that they have going at the moment. Elia 4. First Marauder doesn't do too much against Llanowar Elves. I don't really want to attack with my Decayed tokens. Attacking with Troll of Kaza Doom just trades with the Nyxborn Hydra, functionally. I guess it would trade with an Elf as well. That's not really good enough in my book. I think I'll just pass. especially because they're just at 17 here. When I'm moving to combat, I mean, I think I 100% trade with that. It's gonna be a problem for me, like, if I don't. Sure. That doesn't make you a food because you're down a land. Ooh, they didn't realize that. That's good for us. Another witch's cottage. Now, at this point, can I attack with troll? Not really, because they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Technically, they don't have lethal, actually. I could attack here. But they're at 17, so my decayed zombies aren't doing much. Alright, let's lead with this. Get rid of one of their elves. Now, Witch's Cottage can get back probably just Gem Palm, right? That'd be a card I'm pretty happy drawing next turn. And if I attack, I put them to 11, they swing, I can't attack. No, they just are winning the race if I do. Even as it is, I'm not in a great situation. Ah, that's a land drop for them, so now the gingerbread cabin starts making food again next turn. Cycle this. Deal you 2 damage. That life gain loop of theirs has been very effective. Cycle a Nile Spell Bomb. Okay. I guess I can get rid of the last card they have in hand here. And we'll put it on one of the decayed zombies. This way I can just attack with the zombie token to trigger the haunt, because it'll sacrifice itself at the end of combat. Yeah, but now they just get to start doing the gingerbread cabin trick again. Just gaining life. I need to find removal for the Kyrian Ranger. Not a good draw. I don't think the zombie's doing much else. I guess I'll trade it for a card. Because remember, decayed zombies can't block, so there's not much happening here. Like, you discard whatever it is you drew. It was a land, so useless. Okay. Oh, a lot of mana. Did they find an Exborn Hydra? No, they found Avenging Hunter. That's kind of just as bad. Going into our turn here. Blood Fountain. Does that do anything for me? Maybe? We can get back... Honestly, I think we're just getting back Furbies here. First one costs 2, second one will cost 1. And they could pick up a land so that we don't draw a card, but that also turns off their gingerbread cabin loop. Yeah, acceptable. The Avenging Hunter is just a problem for us, though. Because now they get to Forge and Trap. Trap means we're basically at 4. I don't think we're going to be able to get there. My assumption is they're going to Forge up the Nyxborn Hydra here. No, the Hunter, okay. I think I have to trade Troll for this. We take 1, take 2, my bad. We're functionally at 2 because of Trap. Another Elf. We draw Shambling Ghast. That's not going to do enough here. Blood Fountain again. Is Blood Fountain going to get us there? We have 2 mana available? I can get back... First Marauder I don't think is doing enough. Because I can just swing out, right? And they have 3 trample that I need to account for. I only have 2 blockers. I don't think this is good enough. And Gem Palm will leave me with nothing else. Yeah, we're done. We're dead. We don't have quite enough here. The trap is going to put us down too low there. Okay. Suffocating Fumes, Arms of Hadar are great. And I don't actually think we want Rotten Reunions in the main. And Spell Bombs don't seem necessary, though they do enable Furbies. I think I'm okay with cutting them when they're, like, literally useless. And, yeah, we just have a bunch of removal. I think I'm okay. I think I'm feeling okay about this matchup. Having 4 board wipes for them is very nice, and we'll just focus our interaction, like our one-for-one removal on their big payoffs. I think we wanna be on the play against them. There is something to think about with this deck. Yeah, like this. Like, if we were on this is 100% a keep, this is our combo. If we were on the draw, this gets a lot stronger just because they have 1 less card to work with, but at the same time, it's probably fine. Ooh, interesting. Nice swamp. I think that we do just carded a Timberwatch Elf, that's real. I don't think that I'm sacking him, though. I don't really wanna make them discard 2 cards from a 6-card hand. I wanna make them commit to the board a little bit first, and then punish them afterwards. Google Caller's Chant showing some flexibility. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I fully enabled that for them. They have 5 cards in hand. Well, we're gonna do this. The other mode of Google Caller's Chant, get back a land. Yeah, I'm still gonna wait. I want them to commit more. I'm gonna cast Winding Way, trying to keep their hand stocked full. That's a whiff, that's a hit, that's a whiff, that's a whiff. 2 mana, draw a card. And that's the Sagu, gonna find land. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. We're still doing this little dance. I think I'm still fine with. Okay, is now the moment when I think I just hold up Defile here. Defile giving -2/-2 is relevant for a lot of their elves. Other Winding Way, yep. Lots of hits. Gingerbread Cabin, sure. Beast. Yep. Well, it would die to a Suffocating Fumes. I need to be efficient with my mana here, so I'm just gonna deal with it. How badly do I need to make my land drop? The Suffocating Fumes is important. We'll just return Troll, cycle Troll, and play Blood Fountain. And we're still waiting here. Having access to 3 lands to turn on Suffocating Fumes is huge. We know it currently answers 2 cards in their hand. Other Priest answers that as well. That's the forest we knew about. Furby, +2, annoying. I think I'm just gonna cast down. Do I cast down Priest? They're gonna have access to a lot of mana next turn if I don't kill the Priest here. But also killing the Priest leaves me with a lot less interaction for big stuff, which they can now start playing. Like, they're at 5 mana. Playing very well around everything I've got here. I would just say go. Still waiting for that window for them to give me to, like, really hit them with the Liliana Steward. Avenging Hunter was the worst possible here. Played land. Played Llanowar Elf, okay. Cast down is nice. Missing on land drops is tough here. Yeah, honestly, that Mass Vandal has affected if we had 4 mana and this Furby cost 1, that's, like, everything in this matchup right now. See what they target. Targeting the Vandal. That's interesting. Sure. This is 8 coming at me. With the 5 from the trap, it's 13, I'm down to 7. I accept. Another Avenging Hunter, good god. Yeah, they've managed to perfectly play around Suffocating Fumes. There's the Kyrian Ranger. Untapping, yep. Suppose I will take my 2 for 1 here. But I'm not feeling great. That's something. Okay, I can kill 2 of their things this turn. So we Marauder. They'll sack their Vandal. They'll play Witch's Cottage, get back Marauder for next turn. Yes, please. And not chump blocking, so I guess I'm just going to cash in the Liliana Stewart now. Hit land Sagu. I don't know what they have. And just to play around them having something with like regenerate qualities. So in theory, we're not dead. Archives is tough too. Just play basically any creature and I can't answer it. That's going to be good enough for me. Yeah. Too much for us to deal with. GG, really well played by our Elves opponent here. Too many lethal threats. We play this, they just sack one of their 1/1s. We play this, and we die to trample. Good game. On to the next one.
The third installment of the Common Ground Cup is coming Saturday, January 31st at Game Night in Columbia, Tennessee. The event will be live streamed and commentated by the Common Ground podcast hosts themselves. Compete for glory, honor, and even some prizes. I unfortunately won't see you there because I'm having a kid, but I'm going to be really sad about missing it. But you should go. You should totally go.
On the draw in match number 2, and we have our combo of Steward, Cry of Contrition, and we're on the draw. So we're going to keep. Oh, that's a pretty quick Furby. Let's go Steward go. Opponent pausing to read. That's probably going to be common. Forest. Malevolent Rumble. Ashburn's Foreign's Ethereal Armor. Oh no, this is such a good matchup for us. Oh no. They kept Ethereal Armor, is that right? Yes, they did. Cool. What's best for me to do here? Go Vault of Whispers. I'm thinking a bit here. Is it possible for them to spam out their whole hand next turn? That strikes me as unlikely. I think as a result, I just want to get a Furby in play, make you discard, and get in for 1. This gives me more flexibility for next turn. There's the planes, but we still haven't seen an actual Bogle from them yet. Ethereal Armor on a spawn. That's not good, buddy. I will say that actually does get around my main interaction I was planning on using against them. But I also think I can race this. So we will just play land for turn. Cry of Contrition you. We got a reader. Cards land. Aunt Stewart. And get rid of the rest of your hand. Ask Armadillo Cloak. Okay. I'm just going to pop this now to draw a card. I want a little more information. Play Stew and just pass. We can just trade with Eldrazi spawn. Ugh, no we can't. Damn it. Okay, never mind. I have to find removal. Cycle Polluter. Blood Fountain. Cast Down is an answer. All right. They don't have reach. We'll get in for 2 then. We're dead to Ancestral Mask, but otherwise we live. I can soak. Oh, we're still alive. We're still alive. I can soak up 2 of this. Go to 1. Cast down. Let's go. And then I guess I just cycle Troll here for Swamp. Cycle Gem Palm. And get in for 2. Now they got to put together their AB before I can put together like the rest of my stuff. Now we know that they have Rancor in hand. They just top decked that Abundant Growth. And nothing. Perfect draw. back with Furby. I could get back nothing that I want to play immediately, I don't think. I feel like it's just is it just double Gem Palm? It might be, actually. We can do that at instant speed. Assassin, Gem Palm, and we'll cycle one of them here. Those are good. Shambling Gas, Blood Fountain, put you to 7. Another Abundant Growth, but yeah, I think they're going to be just short of killing us here, as we're hanging out at 1 life point. Utopia Sprawl, yep. Back Gem Palm, get back Stew, play Stew, and Gem Palm, yeah. This is so sick. That kills him. That's so sick. Gem Palm loops, let's go. Okay, anything that we want against them? Not really. They do have a couple of graveyard cards, so the 2 main deck Rotten Reunions and the Nile Spellbomb can do something. Suffocating Fumes can hit cartouche tokens, amongst other things, but I think I have enough removal that is just fine. I guess Defile might struggle to find targets, so maybe that's a reason to play Suffocating Fumes, because at least these cycle. I can see that being an argument. Cast Down was really important for them souping up the Eldrazi Spawn token. And I don't think they're going to plan on doing that. Like, I think they're going to try and soup up an actual Bogle, so a Curse of Marauder is just going to be great. Like, maybe Thorn of the Black Rose? Just a Death Touch creature? Yeah, I can get behind that. This hand is a pretty quick Furby and has a Curse Marauder. I'm going to keep this. One is on a mulligan to 6 and is on the play. So that's just ideal for us. They actually have the Bogle to start this game. I'm going to lead on Blood Fountain. This just maximizes my odds for Furby next turn. So Curse Marauder is probably what I will lead if I draw the untapped land. Yep. Shambling Ghast. That's not what I wanted. But it is what I will play. I like the idea of it dying into a treasure. They go land. I was worried about Ancestral Mask there, but I don't even think I was dead to that. That would have been +6, right? This is 9. This is also fine. I'm not going to block here. And yeah. Should have attacked. Missed a point of damage here, because I am sacking the Shambling Ghast to make a treasure. And Furby? Or do I even? Like, we have Suffocating Fumes to be able to wipe their next Bogle. Fair. Okay, I won't do anything then. Utopia Sprawl. I don't know why they tapped that way. Yep, they're passing. And we will just attack. And I think we're gonna say go here. Again, the Suffocating Fumes just answers any of their Bogles. So I think I'm just more incentivized to hold it up than I am to cast anything else, because I'm just winning a game where they don't have a Bogle in play. I'd assume they'd pick up this Slippery Bogle. Didn't they picked up the land? Oh, interesting. Sentinel's Eyes. I mean, like, yeah, okay. This is why I was holding it up, I suppose. We're having a hard time drawing lands here. I know they have 2 Rankers. Let's just get down to Furby. I want to be able to pressure them. We just know they have 2 Rancors in hand. Okay, that's good information to have. I also love how we're operating off of 2 lands. Another Abundant Growth. Yep. We have nothing. Okay. Another Ghoul Caller's Chant. Tax. Really see a reason to not just pop this and get down Liliana Stewart, I suppose. Now our Jump on Polluters actually start dealing damage. Combat, tax, put you to 7, cycle, put you to 4, missed the land drop, but a Curse Marauder. Yeah, this I think we're good. Nice. Go out on your own terms. Hell yeah. Heck yeah, dude. Opponent says cool brew. Thank you, opponent. Appreciate it. And we got there. GG's, opponent. On to the next match.
YouTube is great, but ads suck. Luckily, there's a way to get around them. And I'm not talking about paying for premium. Simply go to the App Store and download Firefox Focus. This is a privacy based version of the Firefox web browser. It'll block any ads on any website you visit, including ads on YouTube. You can even connect your Google password to your Face ID to make having to log into YouTube every time you want to use it as smooth as possible. If you like this tip, you can leave me a tip at the Ko-Fi link in the description down below. Now, back to the video.
All right, on the play for round number 3. I mean, yeah, okay. We'll lead on Vault of Whispers here, just to give us the opportunity for Furby to happen next turn based on whatever we top deck. Windscarred Crag, okay. And here, another Steward, Aghast, and an attack for 1 and pass the turn. Okay, yeah, so this just seems like Boros. Secret of the Way is fun. Do I just cast down that? How much do we care about that? Combat. Attack. So we hit you for 1. I guess I could cycle Gem Palm Polluter. I don't love missing a land in that world. So I'm just going to pass here and look to cast down the Seeker of the Way. Inspector. No tax. Interesting. And, well, okay. In that case, didn't really make me do anything, so I guess I'll just cycle and try and find my land drop. Yes, please. Another chant. Another polluter. It's the same thing. Um, I could put them down to 2 cards in hand. No, but they have a clue. So that's not really all that effective, is it? I think I'll just say go here. We're just going to repeat last turn. I actually don't want to trade with the Novice Inspector, so I'm not going to attack with Shambling Gas this time. Synth. Yep, that's a good card. Raven Charm, sure. And they still kill it here. Yeah, I guess I'm just killing this. Would have been nice if we could have fizzled it, but say Levy. Land is a good draw. I like just getting Furby down here. They did just pick up a land. I just got it a different land. Okay. Lightning Bolt my Furby. Yep, that is absolutely fine. I'll take my 2 for 1. Galv Blast my 1 for 1 guy. Sure. And Relic. Relic's rough. Relic is rough. Yeah. I guess I'll just cycle this Gem Palm here, because we gotta find action. Rotten Reunion. That could be useful. I am just gonna get back Gem Palm before they have another relic, because these Boros decks tend to run quite a few of those. And yeah, we'll just Rotten Reunion, Novice Inspector, I'll make a 2/2. Furby is nice. Costs 3 to Furby? I don't love that. We'll start with this. Another Rotten Reunion. Okay. We'll just say go then, I think. Glinthawk pickup Synth is pretty solid here. Crossroads, running into quite a few life gain decks. They're starting to do the thing, guys. Pickup Synth. And another Synth. There's diminishing returns now. Journey to Nowhere, that's a whiff. They can play their land and say go. Yeah, done. Ooh, cancel. I actually want to flashback to one in my graveyard. Land is something here. Herbalicious Death. Discarded a land. We know they have another Synth in hand. I will trade with that Glinthawk in a heartbeat. Lembus is going. This might be a tough matchup because all of our discard stuff doesn't hit the things in exile that they're getting to take advantage of. Kirby, yep. Taking 4 here, which is cottage is something. I guess I'm happy with drawing Gem Palm Polluter next turn. Opponent just attacking here. My assumption is they just have a bunch more removal in hand. Ooh, or just more card draw. Woof. That's interesting. They wanted that plains, huh? That's gonna be the best target we're gonna have available to us, I think. Start here. Marauder is good. We can get back 2 things, and we're short of mana, but we'll say go. I guess we're just dead to burn in hand here. Synth into Relic. Good timing on our Blue Caller's Chant. Now double Galv Blast does kill us. Seeker and a Craig. I mean, I guess there's a Cry of Contrition. Let's start on a Cursed Marauder. Yeah, my auto yielded that. Woof. Stinky. But fine. Cycle, deal you 1 less damage, though it probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I kind of just need to answer the board here. That's something. This at least forces them to pop Relic, I think. Yep. I like that I'm able to make people pop their Graveyard Hate with a land drop. It makes it feel a lot less bad. And we'll attack and say go. And make you discard an additional one. These Rotten Reunions haven't felt great. Got a nice in the chat from the opponent. Damn right it's nice. Bolt me, and that's lethal. GG. Arms of Hadar might be good. Nice Whisperer is probably for exactly this matchup, right? Maybe Tendrils? Those are all cards I'm considering. Cards I don't like. I didn't like Rotten Reunion. That didn't seem good. Spellbomb seemed like it's not going to have enough targets. Shambling Gas doesn't really have any targets. Everything else seems pretty good, though. I don't actually love Thorn just because they have good ways. Like they have the evasive flyers that make it really hard for me to fight over the Monarchy. Maybe I don't want too many copies of Night's Whisper, just a couple is maybe good, and maybe just 2 copies of Tendrils of Corruption. Like that. There you go. I think this actually is a matchup where I want to be on the draw. Yeah, I'll keep this. Swamp go. And we'll Swamp Cycle Troll here. Grab another Swamp. Play Swamp. 2, 4, 6, 7 cards in hand. Can't do anything. Say go. Oh, this Nice Whisper 100% should be Sign in Blood. I didn't even think about that. Target my opponent with it. That'd be nice. Synth land. Ugh. That's perfect for them. And a Relic, okay? I'm just gonna cast this. Got me. Don't have to discard the hand size. Let's go. Tracking Synth. That's a whiff, though. That's a 2 mana. They're missing their white. Their white mana sources. That was here. Another Synth. Annoying. And miss on a white source? Hit Relic. Do they have a land? They do. Alright, well, I'm not doing much with my graveyard with all these Ghoul Colors, Chants, and Blood Fountains here. Freaking sure dog. Deal 3, gain 3. There's a Steward. That lets my polluters start dealing some damage, which is nice. This blood token might be looting away a Ghoul Caller's Chant in the near future. There's so many relics. Okay, this is good for us though. They're stumbling pretty mightily hard there. Too much about that. Start with Gem Palm. In response to the relic, discard a Ghoul Caller's Chant. I don't have to discard my polluter there. Ooh, come up again. We can get Witch's Cottage, make them pop this without having to spend any cards on it. Ooh, but I have Blood Fountain, so I am going to get it back. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Witch's Cottage. Target polluter. I just get this. Yeah, I will do it. Thank you. That's awesome. That's so cool. Stewart. I could just make them discard some cards. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And boom. We achieved good mind rot. Just discarding all the white cards makes sense. So is there anything that I can do here to play around that relic? I know I have a Gem Palm on top of my deck. I mean, what it probably ends up being is cracking Blood Fountain to make them crack relic. Yeah, like let's just do this. Cool. I mean, they've been through 3 relics now, so I think my Ghoul Caller's Chants are gonna be good for something going forward here. That's insane that they've only hit red sources. This is crazy. Okay, Gem Palm. Take 1. Blood Fountain's nice. Gem Palm again. Take 1. Swamp. Return 2 Gem Palms to my hand. Play a Blood Fountain. Say go. Probably just gonna end up defiling one of the Samurai tokens. Yeah, there's their white source. Another Stewart. Cycle a polluter, deal you 2 damage this time. Ooh, Arms of Hadar is something. Make you discard. Probably just hits the land that they picked up. And then my plan here is to just, well, I shouldn't have let them untap. That's rough. Now I get got by Thraben Charm when I didn't have to get got by Thraben Charm up until this point. Hey, thank God. I think I actually have to do this now just to make sure that I don't give them another opportunity to find Thraben Charm and punish me for this misplay. Bottomed on the Limbus there. Found another white source. So they're starting to get their gears turning here. I think I do want to hit them with Arms of Hadar here. Stew and attack with other stew. They're twins, you know. Gem Palm Polluters hit for 2 damage apiece now. Sure. I feel like I wait with them though. Because as soon as I have the 3rd zombie in play, they're a lot better. Quint talk. Yep. Yeah, just our discard engine just isn't doing a ton against their value rock pile pick up and put down things that draw me a card stuffs. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll cycle in response here. Ooh, a Cry of Contrition. I can get them empty-handed, potentially. Ooh, love that. Let's start with Furby. And this would clear the rest of their hand if they have nothing. And do you have the removal spell to save the last card in your hand? You do. That's fine, though. So this ends up being a bunch of 1-for-1s, basically. Because I can't sack this at instant speed. And we'll get back 2 guys. Probably just Gem Palms, maybe a Stew. Oh, they did have the Thraben Charm. Crazy. All right, well, we got them Hellbent, but it was through a bunch of 1-for-1s. We're not actually up any cards anymore. Skyfisher is a stupid draw. How dare you? Yeah, we got them empty-handed, but they top deck like the perfect card here. I mean, at least we can trade with Glintalk, but Seeker of the Way is going to swing their life total so much. I'm kinda surprised they're even offering the Glintalk. Okay, we'll take a Furby. Blast. Okay, sure. I like drawing a card here. And that's as good a thing to discard as any. Blood Fountain something. I could replay Furby, or I can just have 2 Furbies next turn. Okay. Interesting that they're not cracking one of their Lumbuses. That's the first Inspector of the game we've seen, and it's very good. Skyfisher for Lembus, and yep, that's brutal. Now we're chumping instead of trading with Seeker of the Way. Bottom, so we're not dead immediately to a bolt or something. Block. We go to 3. And I'll just do this to get my F6 value. Okay. Furby. Could 3 Furbies be good enough? Furby. Furby. It's not gonna be good enough, is it? Cycle one of the swamps we drew. Golly gee. Okay, yeah, Marauder. But that just gets rid of them. They're 1/2s. And block, block, block. In theory, we're alive, but we don't have any board wipes for this. And yeah, this isn't gonna be good enough, is it? Yeah, you got it, you got it, you got it. GG's. On to the next match.
If you like this deck, check it out with my Moxfield link in the description down below. By following me on Moxfield, you can keep up with the new brews I'm working on before they become videos. And you can even see the tuning updates for old brews too. Thanks again for your support. I'll see you on Moxfield.
What's in your head? In your head? Zombie, zombie, zombie. Eh, eh, eh. Oh, next game. On the draw here in match number 4. Can't keep this one because no actual lands, but we can keep this one. Furby isn't actually doing anything. These Ghoul Colors chants are probably redundant, though. I'll throw back one of them. Basic Island. Okay, I like to think that we have a good Basic Island matchup. Say go here, and we'll see what type of Basic Island deck we're up against. Thought Scour, Cryptic Serpent Ponder in the bin. Okay, I like this matchup in theory. I'd feel pretty good here. Chose to shuffle their library there. Okay, and nothing else. I think I am going to grab the Witch's Cottage here since it's lined up for me. That's pretty good. So they have 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't currently have enough to play a snake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, not enough for a snake. Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's just make it harder for them to hit a snake, shall we? Ooh, that's... I want that, thank you. Other land, and we're just going to say go here. Saying go again, okay. Hitting a land drop, though. Or Murmuring Mystic. Hell yeah, brother. And just kill that. That's the most mana efficient thing for me to do. 2, 4, 5, 6. They're still technically short. I think it's just cast down it. A little shocking to me to run Murmuring Mystic into a black deck like that. Do I want to get back Troll? Not necessarily. We'll just slam Furby here. Now this does let them play Snake if they discard an instant or sorcery here. Maybe should have thought of that. Sleep of the Dead is a good thing for us to hit with Rotten Reunion, though. They would have hit it either way. This lets them hold up a mana. as opposed to needing to fully tap out. Let's just hit the sleep with the dead first and foremost. I don't think I want troll though, is the thing. They vault attack. And they know about my witch's cottage. And the terror. Something. Contrition. That's something. Get rid of both the cards in your hand. Get rid of Valorian revealed. And then this will get rid of whatever it is they have left. Another Murmuring Mystic was the last card, okay? So I think that I use the Witch's Cottage here to guarantee myself a blocker for next turn. Brainstorm was a good draw. Those 3 looks at a counterspell. Ooh, no counterspell. Honor can shuffle. That would be best for me if they just shuffle here. No, they declined it. Deep analysis. Okay. Attack with the zombie. And just slam troll. Hoping to be able to trade with Cryptic Serpent. Can't really play around removal here. And these Ghoul Caller's chance, we just haven't drawn enough zombies to make them relevant. Yeah, concede. GG. Got terrored. You can feel as good as you want about a matchup, but sometimes they just clap you. I think I want Thorn. I don't think I want Tendrils. That doesn't seem to make a difference to me. Shambling Ghast might be not great because we saw Murmuring Mystic as opposed to Delver of Secrets. Be a Nice Whisper. I've been very impressed with Rotten Reunion. Like in that game, it bought us a little bit of time, but functionally it didn't do much. Just the fact that these zombies can't block and they really only do something if I have Gem Palm Polluter, and even then, are we ever racing? Saying that is making me think maybe I should take them out. No, let's give them one more chance. Take the play. Taking the draw last time didn't bode very well for us. We'll keep this. It's our combo. Wish I was on the draw. And opponent also kept 7. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not supposed to just go all in on Cry of Contrition and Liana Steward this turn because they have 7 cards in hand. What am I accomplishing? I think I am at least casting one of these. It's just a question of if I sack the Steward. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I just want to restrict their resources, I think. Like, this is maybe accelerates out a snake, but I have an answer to a snake. And just a bunch of thoughts. You know what? I actually do think that that's positive for us. It could have been a lot of mills for them, and instead they're just single spells. And say go. Those snakes are live for them now. There's a terror. Terror! Need a land. That's none of the things I wanted. Ugh. Defile also kind of showing why it might not be optimal for the deck's construction. We're learning things here. We're learning things. If we just had a Curse Marauder, we'd be fine in this spot. I guess I just want to get back my creature and say go. It's a little more upside to having this in play than to just leaving Ghoul Caller's Chant in my hand. Well, that one I can kill. Take 5. And Palm Polluter is a card. I will attempt to cast down Cryptic Serpent. Playing around Force Spike, but not around, well, Dispel we couldn't do anything against. Shoot. I think I'm gonna have to chump block here. Sleep with the Dead, you got it. Roll is probably not good enough here, right? Don't think so. Cry, and we are dead. GG's.
Oh, hey, you're still watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Check me out in the Ko-Fi link down below, and yeah, I'll let you get back to it.
All right, pride on the line here in the final match. I think we keep this hand. It's a lot of removal. I don't think we're dying anytime soon. Opponent on a mold of 6. Leaves with a Misvault Bridge, so likely to be Affinity. Ooh, not Affinity. A Relic-based deck. Well, that makes Cry Contrition look a lot worse in my hand. Glinthawk, sure. Yeah, and I'm getting owned here. Having to 1-for-1 their creature that drew them a card. 2 cards. Disgusting. Sango. Be really nice if we could craft contrition with a curse marauder, but there's just no way that that works. Yep. Well, that's not good. Okay. Kill your guys say go. Hi, Liliana Steward. How you doing here? I guess I just cast this now. They're tapped out. Like, we get it on here either way. This carded Cryogen Relic. That's crazy. That must mean they have multiples. Just cash in the Blood Fountain immediately. All right. I'm missing a land drop. I'll get in for 1. Yep, they did have another relic. Having no answers to artifacts in mono black is kind of tough for these matchups. It's also kind of tough that we ran into this and Boros Synth in the same league. They're passing because they would discard to hand size if they were to play any of their creatures. Mere Enforcer, sure. This is Esper Affinity. Fun looking list. This is the type of shit I would play. Kill the Glinthawk and the Unstep here. I think I'll play Shambling Ghast out, because there's part of me that would rather have the treasure token here for future Furbies. That's pretty good. Make a treasure and attack. Yeah, this deck trying to attack hands and like just resources in that way is not good against these black draw card tribal decks. Yeah, Thoughtcast. Yeah, this is just so we're gonna get buried here. Furby, yep. I mean, Google Exchange ain't doing anything anyway, is it? Because of the spell bomb in play. They're doing to me what I wished I'd be doing to them. Okay, we can at least kill the Skyfisher and make them discard some cards, I suppose. But I'm feeling like we're just dead here. Yeah, like all that, we have nothing in play, and they're gonna have a 4/4 to R2/1, and they have a bunch of lands and other resources, and we've got nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop, go to game 2. Is there any way we can fight this? Maybe Thorn of the Black Rose? Maybe having Night's Whispers? Arms of Hadark hits like Clint Hawks and Furbies, I guess. If they're just gonna bury us though. Maybe I need to go down. Maybe Cry of Contrition just doesn't matter. I could see that being the case. And we also could go down. We try to maximize the number of zombies that we had access to. What if we went down 2 stewards, 2 ghasts? Went up the Rotten Reunions. They don't do anything, but neither do these cards, but they increase our zombie count, which maybe gives us a way to kill our opponent. Okay, I can see this making some amount of sense. Let's try it. This is what we signed up for. Keep it. And go. Grab Swamp off the Troll. And play a Blood Fountain. Probably just going to cycle our other Troll for Witch's Cottage. Duress. Sure. Was a 1-for-1 either way. Grab Cottage here, so that we have that lined up for a future turn. Swamp and go. Furby from the opponent. Sure. We'll just discard our flashback spell. Cryogen Relic is tough. Kill Furby. And then get rid of it forever. Another Blood Fountain. We could just rebuy 2 trolls here. I don't hate that. I think I'm just gonna do that. And I don't anticipate attacking with this zombie token anytime soon. I wanna try and build up as many of these as possible to make the gem palm polluters as lethal as possible. Take my other blood fountain, that stuff. Into Thoughtcast. Yep. This one I was hoping that they were running out of resources there. Cycle, grab. You know what? Why don't I just grab Witch's Cottage, actually? Let me just play it. Always yes. Say go. I actually just made a mistake. Not really, it's fine. I should have cycled my other troll to get a swamp so that the cycling doesn't shuffle the one that's on top of my deck away. Thoughtcast. Yep. All of their Thoughtcast. Woof. And their Nile Spellbomb. So let's just discard a troll to draw a troll. And let's cottage. Sweet. And let's just put something big on board. The creature is bigger than your creatures. But cast down's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not winning a game where I'm jump blocking with a Furby. I see them to have nothing. I'm able to stabilize the board here with my 6/5. Onin has Furby of their own. Gulkar's Chant ain't doing anything for me with a Spellbomb actively in play. And there goes my Furby. And now they have lethal next turn. We draw a swamp and we are dead. Rough beats. GG. Ah! Rough one for zombies. 1-4 in the matches. We only beat Bogles, which I'm glad we beat Bogles. I feel like 4 of a Cursed Marauder deck should beat Bogles. But yeah, stumbled against elves. That elves player was very good. I felt like I recognized their username, but like they clearly knew what they were doing. And yeah, just 0-2 against everything else. We ran into 2 artifacty mid-range decks. That is the deck that when I made this, I didn't think we had a chance in hell of ever beating. And then we lost against Terror, which I do think that we're probably pretty good against. But the thing about Terror is sometimes they just play a bunch of 1-mana 5/5s and counterspell you, and that's good enough to beat any deck. That's why it's the best deck in the meta. Yeah, things that I'm taking away from this iteration of this deck. I like Gem Palm Polluter a lot. I liked the Cry of Contrition stuff. I thought this plus Liliana Steward, I thought that was like pretty fun and interesting in a lot of matchups. Basically anything that wasn't the Ichor Wellspring style decks. Rotten Reunion didn't feel great. Didn't like it. Had actual no impact on the board. I thought, oh, I can just like have these 2/2s hang out and then Gem Palm will be better in the future. No, it's not better in the future because Rotten Reunion doesn't do anything to keep you alive, to make the Gem Palm relevant. That was another thing I noticed. Gem Palm really only ever got up to 3 in this version of the deck. It was only kind of dealing 2 to 3 damage ever, and really it was more like 1 to 2 damage ever. So the fact that we could keep recycling it was like good, but we just didn't have enough creatures in play to make it relevant, to actually be a threat. And we also ran into like our elves opponent had a really nice like life gain loop that kind of nullified our ability to kill them with Jump on Polluter. Yeah, additionally, Defile felt kind of bad. We're actively making it worse with Vault of Whispers in the deck, but the fact that we can't kill a terror until turn 5 makes me think that Cast Down should definitely be the 4 of, not Defile. Defile can be the 2 of instead. Other thoughts. Furby didn't feel bad. Casting a 3-mana Furby feels fine. I think maybe we should even go down to 2 Vault of Whispers to account for that. Yeah. Sideboard wise, Knight's Whisper, maybe this should be Sign in Blood and maybe it should be in the main deck. Maybe we should just lean more into the control element of what this deck is trying to do. Find some more creatures like Refurbished Familiar that are zombies that are playable, that want to be on board and stay on board to make our Gem Palm Polluters better. And yeah, Ghoulcaller's Chant is good. There is a card. It's like something Rot Beast. It's from Amonkhet. It's a zombie that has cycling for a single mana, which I thought about including in this deck as something to be able to get back with Ghoulcaller's Chant, just as another cycler for Gem Palm Polluter. It's 4 mana for a 4/2 vanilla, so it doesn't do anything else besides just cycle for a single mana. Maybe that's not good enough. I don't know. I like the idea of what this deck is presenting. Maybe we want main deck Thorn to the Black Rose. I don't know. I just feel like we need there's got to be some way to make Gem Palm Polluter and Ghoulcaller's Chant like work. And maybe it's not Cry of Contrition, maybe that's not the shell that we're looking for. I liked this. I liked the Liliana Stewart Cry of Contrition stuff. It's just that if you're up against, like we saw it against Terror, like we went for it against Terror, we into their 7-card hand, we just made them discard 3 of them, and they just discarded 3 spells, and we're able to cast their snakes super fast. So I don't really think that this synergy is really about doing it quickly. I think it's about waiting until the mid game and having the rest of your deck be able to answer whatever it is they're doing. Removal spells are good at that. And then clearing out the rest of their hand and then winning with whatever you have left over. But like, yeah, cards like Ichor Wellspring make that impossible type of matchup. But yeah, a good outing, not a good outing, but like we learned stuff and I had fun with this deck. Jump on Polluter is sick as gas, and being able to buy back a Cursed Marauder with a Ghoul Caller's Chant is also a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Check out the deck list in the description below. You can like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Howdy, over and out. Later. Okay, bye.